decks here. Starting things out, we've got CatPlanet's Elysian Stealth. Stealth being one of the big mechanics. Talk us through it, DuoCat.
All right, so this deck is basically it's very much a tempo deck. You're trying to get some units out, swing for face. You got a bunch of ways to stop things from happening, like obstructive flipper. You got like this one's actually got market access, surprisingly. A lot of aggro decks I noticed haven't really run markets.
Yeah, there's not as much market access, right, in the new expedition.
There's not much market access in the new expedition, so that's an interesting thing I see in this list. I'm not very good at deck tech, so I'm very, very bad at deck tech, actually.
No worries.
Excuse me if I think Juffy is probably the more probably the coolest card in this little deck. Basically, it gets 1/1 each time you draw an additional card. It has stealth, so the more cards you draw, the better, the bigger it gets, and then I think the intrigue is probably the best part of it because it allows you to get basically ancestral recall, but for free, out of your deck. A lot of card draw, a lot of extra things to basically buff Juffy. That's basically the extent of this deck is Juffy tribal.
All right. We will definitely see how that one plays. Next up is something that I know a lot of people were talking about throughout spoiler season, which was Reanimator. Now, I know that's a little more in Throne, but it looks like we've got some Reanimator packages in Expedition as well. So, talk us through what this AdequateFinch's 4-faction Reanimator deck is doing.
Okay, so this one uses a lot of, like, this one tries to get instead of using like the mill kind of discard thingy that other decks did, previous expeditions and Throne. This one's trying to discard it out of the hand. So you got like the only real ones that you don't discard from the hand are like Grand Hand. But you got like things like Crafty Occultist, Collapse, Throat Hopper to get something out of the market, which doesn't actually matter at this point but it does matter. But like it's mostly to get spells, reanimate spells. You got like First Flame does things when things die. When a unit goes to the void, like if you can get it in the void and then reanimate it that turn, it's pretty good. Catfind Skimmer I find the most interesting. I didn't think I'd ever see someone use this card, but it's pretty cool. Basically looking at Life for Life basically is the way you reanimate a card is Life for Life. You sacrifice on the unit and then play a unit from your void and give a void bound. That triggers First Flame. So I'm assuming First Flame is the main target for reanimation because it plays the 5/5 Infernuses, like all three of them. Because of the tribute with Life for Life.
Yeah, and I like how Savior of the Meek works with this too, where it gives you the unit. It gives you the unit to sack, and then you get to, if you can discard it, then you get the 7/7 Flying Lifesteal too. So it kind of gives you both pieces.
Yeah. So yeah, that's also a cool little thing. That's all. Yeah, I think, like I said, I think First Flame is the main one that they wanted to reanimate, though.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, Cassandra, thank you so much for the 5-month sub. We really appreciate it. Thank you so much for supporting the stream and the tournament series. Much appreciated. Thank you, everyone, for all those subs. All right, well, we are going to look at 2 more quick ones because we are going to get down here in a few minutes to our feature match. So first up is something that we're probably going to see different builds of this in different ways, but we are going to look at a discard aggro deck. This one might be a little different. It's less popular than what some of the other players are bringing tonight, but Aquadomechamp has brought Stone Scar discard aggro. So not quite the Menace package. This is straight Stone Scar. So tell us what you think of this one.
I like it. It's interesting. I think Stone Scar. I think you're missing things like if you don't go with the Menace, you're missing things like Crafty Cultist, which can get flying if you discard send a message, things like that. But I think Stone Scar is also like a much tighter package when it comes to the discard. So you got like the Auto Treads, you got the Faceless ones, you got the Flen, like you got a much tighter package, so you don't have to run as much filler. You don't have to run like Crafty Cultist because you can't. If you're running Stone Scar. And it's interesting. This interesting thing to know is that Aquadomechamp has put in Molder Muck and Tech Explosion as well as Barricade Basher, which makes it more aggro-y than other versions of this deck.
That one's a little different.
Actually really sweet discard outlet.
That is a sweet one, absolutely. All right, and our players are almost ready, so we've got one more. Let's see what Aqua's going to be going up against, and this is going to be SpiritChiller's deck. And SpiritChiller has Skycrag Grenadins. So a couple new cards here that are new to this set, but you've got a couple fun ones in here. Let's talk us through this one real fast.
All right, so this is an aggro deck. I mean, as all Grenadin decks are usually. Skycrag is probably the newest way to play Grenadins. Previously in the past, like especially when I started playing, it was Stonescar or just Bonafire. The idea that like with cards like Grubbot and the new Prowling Armorok, you got more aggro options with this. Grubbot basically gives you treasure trove when you hit with the Grandin, and Prowling Armorok basically just goes, okay, cool, you've attacked with 2 units, it gets 2 attack, now it's even bigger. So you got a whole bunch of new Grandins too. I like this market too. The market's pretty good. Cyber Combustion's always got a special place in my heart. I love Grandins. Grandins was one of the first decks I built. So
it is a sweet one for sure. All right, well, our players are ready. So without further ado, let's jump down to the action and let's check out the first competitive match of brand new Revelations Expedition. We've got round 1, Aquadomechamp versus SpiritChiller.